we're doing this. So first match we have classic Tron versus Red Black Goblins.
Oh, very nice. Is this Red Black? This is the new one playing the most recent combo playing Goblin Snoop, or they call him
Yeah,
Snoop Dogg.
yeah,
Conspicuous Snoop, I believe.
yes. Is that correct?
ER.
Okay. I was like, I know it's gonna be one or the other.
Close enough.
There we go. I mean, this feels like one of those matchups of like, can Goblins combo off fast enough before Tron sets up?
Well, that's true. At the same time, in a way, you got combo versus combo, so it really depends who assembles their pieces faster. But
Yeah.
Tron actually can fizzle. They can have natural Tron or turn 3 Tron and nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Rarely is that the case, but that is something most likely Goblin players are looking at.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, Goblins has the approach of let's combo out, or just go Goblin plan and just out aggro. It's Tron.
Yeah.
Tron always folds aggro.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing with like now, especially with the new Mulligan rules, both of them mulligan very well because
They
the
do.
Goblins can just do a turn 3 combo, and Tron's like, oh, I'll go down to 5, natural Tron, 7-drop Karn, got it.
So a lot of times, being on the play makes a difference or not. In this case, it makes all the difference. Now, Goblins has been around for a very long time. I mean, as soon as Magic has been a thing, we have a turn 1 Ignoble Hierarch, which lands in front. How dare you? I'm joking. I really don't care. Ignoble. Ignoble Hierarch was very controversial, where it's a second coming of Noble Hierarch and would break Modern, but I think we just saw the huge power creep of MH2 kind of make that statement a little neglectful.
Oh yeah, the power creep of MH2 alone, I mean, it made a lot of decks like super viable. Like
It created new decks. I
Yeah.
mean, Is that Tempo was kind of a thing, but now we have Murktide that's
What-
just
what-
dominating.
well, Murktide in combination with Ragavan and Dragon Rage Chandler, just like, oh hey, you want to do some dumb stuff? Here's some dumb stuff.
You also had some other more recent cards, especially Expressive Iteration, where it's just 3 for 2.
Yeah, that
Your worst card goes on bottom, everything else you get access to.
yeah.
And it brings up, well, technically with Dragon Rage Chandler, that's like at 4 cards.
Yeah.
So is this Liam on Goblins?
Yeah, Liam on Goblins, and then Sam is playing
Tron.
Tron.
Right, so we see Liam going more towards the combo route
Yeah.
of just assembling.
There you go. That way you can easily see chat. I always have that issue.
Oh, we actually have chat.
We probably will in like a few minutes. But yeah, I was like, because trying to look all the way over
You
there,
even get the ads.
past the screen. Oh yeah, it's gonna.
No, it's fine.
It's always the fun Twitch stuff.
I mean, Switch.
Goblins. I mean, they finally got a Snoop. They looks like they have a munitions expert in hand and throwing other goblins around.
Munition expert, I recently found out, and I've been playing Goblins since I started Magic way back in like 2014. I found out Munition Goblins is the only, well, at one point was the only Goblin that had Flash.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think, like, being one of the first archetypes in the whole game
Yeah.
to get, not even like, it's not something like out of the ordinary, like, I mean, Island Walk was a thing back there, but,
Yeah.
Flash, Goblins and Flash wasn't really a thing until Munition Expert, which was in 2019.
Yeah, because that was the first Modern Horizons. I mean, also like a lot of creatures outside of blue having Flash was super rare.
I mean, Green has a lot of Flash.
I said
features.
like green had a couple and white had a couple, but like typically it was always like blue creatures
Yeah.
had the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Did he just? Oh, okay. I was like, I thought he just whiffed on his ringleader. Like, no,
No.
he got 3. Okay.
Yeah. I say Ringleader is,
Ringleader's ridiculous.
it's so good. I've been playing him in 12 whack on MTGO,
Oh yes.
and he's great. He's just really high in the curve, but when you drop him, you're very
It's-
less likely to whiff.
yeah. Well,
He's
so,
just gas.
yeah. So when you drop him, it's like he's on average a draw
If-
2
if-
on
yeah,
average.
On average, just 2, and usually the 2 you can get.
And
can
if
close out
you're
the
like,
game.
oh cool, it's a whack. Done.
Exactly. Very ready to whiff with Ringleader, but he's just too good. The only reason he's not commonly played, he's just too high up for
Well, so
CMC.
he's a 4 cost and 8 whack. I think your curve is typically like 2.
two or 3.
Yeah.
Very rarely 3, but that's only for Reckless. When you go 1 drop into Reckless.
Yeah.
But now we play or now they play a Battlecry Goblin, which is drop on 2, next turn play something else, then activate.
Yep.
Or just use your token from Marshall, Marshall, activate, swing. But Battlecry Goblin is another goblin that should not be taken lightly. As soon as you see, I think you gotta kill it because its tokens
Oh yeah,
they
it's
stack out of hand.
yeah.
I've easily taken over so many games just because of that. We have a Worm Coil
So
here
yeah,
from
so
Tron.
Tron Online Worm Coil.
Follow up with some
It's
more
like
dig pieces.
map. I think yeah, map.
2 maps.
So at this point, I think Goblins just needs to go for the combo.
Yeah, that's your own.
Because like now you can't attack
Mhm.
because your blocks the Worm Coil is just gonna gain life, and you're not gonna have any disparage between that.
Let's see.
It looks like it's a Poshlik Mons in hand.
Yeah, Palix Mons in hand, another Ignoble, Snoop, munitions, and 2 Snoops in hand, I believe.
Oh, so I mean he can munitions expert. So he can play like Poshlik Mons munitions expert to
Yeah.
kill the Worm Coil, and then like dealing with the tokens is way easier
Yeah.
because 3 life versus.
Oh, you just do
6.
it on his upkeep, so he can't swing that turn. Buy yourself 1 more turn.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have Liam playing. There's no person that you would need to help play goblins than
Yeah.
Liam.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, and the nice thing with the Goblins, especially now too, is there's just so many different lines of play. Because before
Exactly.
it was just like
Swing.
be as aggressive as possible. Now it's like, okay, do I
Now
just,
you actually
like,
have to think.
yeah. So do I wall up and just go for a combo? Like hope I draw the Harbinger and or Kiki Jiki kind of thing.
Yeah, Goblin Hungringer, that's another card. I remember playing that in Commander, and it was only like 5 cents, and I was thinking, why don't most people play this until it got broken because
Yeah.
of
Well, yeah. And then
Conspicuous.
Snoop got printed. It's like, oh hey, wait, we can do dumb things. We can.
That
do
was
dumb
crazy. As
things.
soon as that card got spoiled, the combo started leaking around.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how one card brings so many out of obscurity. But I mean, that's just magic for you.
So yeah. So that's a good plan. So swing whatever you block with. I'm just gonna immediately kill it.
Yeah, that way there's no combat
way-
dealt.
Yeah, you're not gonna gain 6 life. I'm still dealing damage. I'm,
we
still,
got
I'm still
some
keeping pressure.
Arcade Post tokens right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Weedle and Caterpie.
I
This is
will
not
say
when,
like I'm a huge fan of Arcade Post tokens. Like I have his constructs, some tokens. Like,
Yeah, his tokens are great. I found out he's also a Washington resident. I did not know
yeah.
that.
I say him
Over in Lakeview, I believe.
Yeah, so I know
Definitely support Arcade. He's a great.
Oh, he
great
is. So like RK and Teeden are both as
Oh,
we
yeah,
say
I
in the
know Teeden.
Pacific Northwest local.
Local, yeah.
And so yeah, whenever there's like big events, it's those two always there, and like especially like Mark Teeden, it's so nice because like being able to get like your old school Soul Ring signed,
But
like
I
those
did not
things,
know
it's
that.
like it's great.
I definitely gotta look at that. But Arcade Post has a mailing service where you send in your card signs and send them right back.
Yeah.
I was thinking about having him sign my Icarids for a deck we'll see later on when we get down to Legacy. I just something I haven't gone around to just because I'm not big into signed cards. Not that I don't like them. It's just personally
Ooh.
I don't think it creates too much. And we have an Oblivion Stone.
I'll say no, so cast Oblivion Stone, activate Oblivion Stone immediately.
Very aggressive.
Activate map.
Very aggressive, but at the same time.
I mean, like it's
when you're on the
against
Tron
Goblins,
yeah.
and there's a Snoop on the board that is not summoning sick. No, it's like look,
and we
wipe the board as fast as
we still
possible.
have Aether Vial revealed, but it's fine. I mean, this isn't an actual turn, not actual, but it's not a
Yeah.
sanction or a GP, and it's just revealed information anyway. So
Yeah. Watch it and like he has a second Snoop in hand.
mm.
Oh,
There's Kiki.
oh no, that was the one card he didn't want to see on top. This he can still do it at upkeep, I guess.
He has 1 turn, but what can
Watch it
Tron
like
do
he,
from
he,
here?
he can combo with the Kiki Jiki during the upkeep before he has to draw it.
Yes.
So you can just like, all right, cool. I have all these tokens till end of turn. Beat you in the
Yes.
face.
Yes. One thing as well. Well, then he could just get Sling Game, start sacking for
Yeah.
instant value. I think the only out here Tron has is another Wrath or even Karn to just exile the Snoop. Even though next turn he can go off, but
I mean, the 4-drop Karn can like down tick and get Pith Needle as well to the name.
I mean big Karn, but yeah,
Oh yeah,
Great-
big
great
Karn's on to
creator.
and then 4-drop
yeah,
as well. Yeah.
Great Creator
I
does
mean,
grab Needle,
Yeah,
which
he's
Needle is another very skill intensive card. I mean, a lot of people don't think it's good, but when you know it, that thing is a lethal
oh
weapon.
man,
You have any good needles?
I have so many stories of him. It's like turn 1 needle, it resolves. Okay, Windswept Teeth, Kraken response. That's not how this
No.
works.
No,
What do you mean? Okay, needle says
As it
when
enters.
when it enters, not as it enters. It's just like yeah, there's wording here.
Well, yeah, it enters with it. No,
Yeah.
It doesn't enter, then you name it. It's not an ETB. It's just like Cabal Therapy. It's upon resolution, not
Exactly.
not.
Oh, and
As
I've
casting.
done that with people. It's just like word for 1, Pith and Needle. And I'm like respond. Like nope. You had to respond to the word on 1. That's what you
Yeah,
had to
I
respond
think
to.
that's a good way to learn from Pithing Needle is just by losing to it.
Oh, I've done that to someone. It's like Turbo Wind-Step Teeth, and he's like, concede. 'Cause he had 4 Wind-Step Teeth. He had 1 in the board and 3 in hand. He's
all
like,
of them.
all right, well.
That's crazy.
I was like,
But
all right,
that's
so
fitting deal for
4-drop Karn
Yeah, for
with
it
5
looks like
mana.
it's a pretty good place to be. I don't think you want to grab a Stunning Bridge here because they're not doing. There's
Sorcerer
Spyglass.
I mean,
It works as well.
I say effectively Pith Needle, but you got to look at their hand.
I say some knowledge never hurts.
Okay, I feel like we're.
Did you name Kiki?
I
mean, at the same time, I don't think you really need to name Kiki. I would name Snoop because Snoop is the main combo enabler, or it's basically the combo engine.
Yeah, he's gonna copy. I mean, he has a bunch of. I guess he has a bunch of tapped goblins.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, I think Liam's probably wants to take here just be aggressive. I mean, he still gets the Exalted trigger.
Oh no.
So talking about when Luck's on Liam's side, it's really on his side. I mean,
yeah, it was just like I'm like the 2 Kikis in his deck and they're just back to back is that's kind of a feel bad sometimes. He's like, all right, yeah, hard cast Kiki. At this point, I think he's just looking for a Harbinger.
Yes, Harbinger, and then from there just pop off. We have life totals being 6 and 10, so theoretically, and with Tron not having creatures, you could just take the aggro plan. Kiki does have haste. He could swung 3, which he did swing.
He did, yes. He's like, you're right. I'm not dealing with this Karn.
Just ignore Karn and
because I mean, like a worse Karn down ticks.
We got Tron playing.
I get to Ballista and like wipes his board, and Liam's like, okay, I have a second Kiki in hand. Hard
Exactly.
cast it, hit you for 2.
It's funny because Liam has his whole board in his hand except that ignoble, so he can rebuild from here. And let's not forget we have Vial on 1, so he can still just do a Vial plan.
Yeah.
It was worth mentioning with Palix Mons out and that Oblivion Sword, he did lose some life that way. Oh, and here's a Ballista, just as it's called. So Ballista's gonna do some board cleaning.
I mean, yeah, like you have to, because he has, 10, so he can do 5?
I think at the same time, you kind of want to wait, block and then kill something. That way, as a Tron player, that way you can buy another turn out of this, because if you just wipe the board right now, Kiki does have natural haste, just swing for 2.
See, like, at this point, I think I would just, I say, if you're going to shoot something, you shoot the Snoop, and then you have 3 up, so if he swings with Kiki, a trigger on the stack, you can still kill it, and the Ballista would be on 1.
Yes.
I believe, if you do it before the trigger on the stack.
Mm-hmm. And we have another Aether Vial revealed off the top. Here's 2 Kiki's Legend Roll.
Legendary.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he read that after
He's
casting.
like, oh no.
That's fine. We all make mistakes. I've been known to make more than most people, but it's how you learn.
I'd say that's the easiest way to learn. Is like,
it is.
Oh, that was a dumb mistake. Never doing that again.
Okay, so now he's going combat, and now it's where Tron would block, then do a damage, and it's in 5, so it's in perfect range.
Yeah.
And
well,
I
say because then he's like, all right, blow up your stuff. I can just reload up.
There's a Harbinger on top. It's always the next card after you scoop.
Yeah.
So Tron at that point easily could take over the game. He had 13 mana at that point. Start sinking everything into Ballista, jump, block everything, start shooting machine gun things down.
Well, especially when you have 10 mana, cool. Like pump them back up to 5, hit you for 5, tick down.
Exactly.
Whee!
It's basically Ballista double strike. I think that's what people call it, where you just swing, sack them and everything. It closes out games a lot quicker than people.
That's what people usually like forget with that one. It's like, no, attack, okay, and then kill himself to kill you. It's like, oh yeah, that is a thing.
Or people forget that with Shadow Spear or Basilica Collar, you get the benefits. So you get lifelink, you get Death Touch, which Death Touch on Ballista. I mean, no permanent's gonna survive that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a lot. That was the thing for the longest time. Was it Endbringer and Basilisk Collar in the Eldrazi Tron?
Yes,
yeah, where it's like, boop.
No, and especially I have Eldrazi Tron, and with the Urge of Sagas, you play Basilica Collar over Shadow Spear just because of that, because you have Ballista and not Endless One.
Yeah,
that's like
because the Shadow Spear gives lifelink and trample, and the Collar gives
Death
touch
and
lifelink, and the E-Tron specifically, that is the Death Touch is more relevant.
It is, especially with even on Reality Smasher, because the way they want blocks, this is the reason not to block, so it's just guaranteed.
Yeah.
Then after you swing, you just put on another creature.
Yeah.
You can block. It's so aggressive and offensive.
Yeah. Well, usually like with your Ally Smasher, they're blocking with multiple creatures, and so it's like, okay, well, there's 6 but there. I can only kill 1. Death Touch says nah, boop boop.
Exactly. Or something that normal creatures you struggle against, especially nowadays, Regent, just dead. Just tap dead. like I said, as long as it does have hexproof, which maybe Shadow Spear would come in handy at that point, but you don't get the death touch. So.
I was like, it's. I mean, with playing Urza Saga, you have the option of running both, and just like being it. But like, yeah, typically you just want to be as efficient as possible and just go with the streamline of your deck. You can't have a silver bullet for everything all the time.
I mean, that's what Wishboard is trying to achieve, but like 15 cards can't cover the whole meta.
Yeah, well, I say, yeah, and that's why you try and go for like, okay, look, you know what, I lose to burn. If you're a Tron player, like, you know what, like, I typically just lose to burn. That's the match you give up. Okay.
Your best way to beat it is just dodge it.
Well, it's dodge it, or just like if you can like turn 3 Worm Coil.
Very true.
And hope they don't have lethal at that point.
I've been playing burn since like 2014, and Worm Coil is a card that you almost like, always scoop to.
Yeah, you're just like.
Unless you have the Skullcrack in hand, it's just...
it's Skullcrack, or like, okay, that's fine. It resolves. You have lethal. Okay, bolt you.
Exactly.
We're fine.
Yeah, because it always hurts to double bolt anything when you're a burn player, because that's 6 damage that could have gone upstairs.
Yeah.
And we see, I saw Liam did board in that Blood Moon, which is great.
I mean, yeah. So I know, like, Liam has just a very simplistic sideboard for Blood Moon, for Leyline of the Void. 2 Trashmaster, a couple extra chieftains,
artifact hate, land hate, grave hate.
Yeah, he's like, I focus on the combo, and like these don't affect me.
That's the thing. When you're a combo deck, your sideboard is less about interacting with your opponent and more so just more enabling your combo plan.
Yeah, it's like, how do I slow them down so I can win?
Exactly. Or what I learned playing Reanimator is you don't just pay attention to your opponent, you pay attention to your main deck's objective.
Yeah.
So instead of thinking, well, this card would help against this deck, think, well, this card would beat this other card.
Yeah.
So, like, I used to like Reverent Silent, but at the same time, that card was very specific.
Yeah.
So instead, I'll just play more Wear and Tears because that's more likely to be cast and drawn.
Yes.
But that's just what I'm saying is when you're a combo, just stick to your game plan instead of trying to do. They say when you do, when you try to please everyone, you please no one.
Exactly.
Your sideboard is a great example of that.
Super every time. Just
when you don't want to see it, you see it, and when you want to see it, you're not going to. That's just how. That's unfortunately how Magic can be most of the time, especially when you're the Goblin player.
Yeah. It's like, all right, make a million goblins.
I did see. This is Sam on Tron.
Yeah.
Sam did board in a Thrag test.
Oh no!
Here we go.
Oh, and it's a Harbinger after he makes the million tokens, to then just get Sling Gang, stack all the tokens, kill you.
Yeah, looks like Liam just right there in the combo.
Yeah, good job.
So yeah, I mean the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was like, once you see that, I was like, all right. And I told most of them, like, hey, like, you know, go through the combo so we can like talk about things. That's why Liam was just like this and like, okay, woo.
Yeah, I mean
I was
that's
like,
pretty much all you gotta do for it.
Yeah.
Snoop is actually a very recent combo. Well, I don't want to say very recent, but I mean it's like what 3 years old now.
Yeah, but I mean like we've been shut down for 2 years for
and that's
major
when,
paper events.
Yeah,
so.
the Snoop combo actually came out during that era where lockdown was very imminent. So I know even with me, I didn't see as much until like I started paying attention online.
Yeah.
But it's a very it's a crazy combo. You learn the Goblins can do a lot of things. This is definitely one of those things.
Yeah.
And Tron just not fast enough. Once again, this is what we're saying about Tron. If you can combo before turn 3, just get under it.
Yeah.
It's difficult for them to come back.
Yeah. And I mean like the two big cards that I think Goblins has to just like dodge is Ugin and O-Stone.
Yes.
This
yes.
is like.
But yeah, Mary, those are always gonna be. They can never get those before turn 3.
Yeah.
Very rarely, I've seen some Tron lists, especially Eldrazi, play Dismember, which is a great way to interact with this combo.
Yeah.
But I really don't think that Mono Green Tron has that access.
No. Well, I've also there's multiple mulligans going down right now. I've also seen like the E-Trons will depending on the meta will also play like main board All Is Dust.
Yes.
Because it's just like, no.
My
stuff lives.
Then it depends on too how much Liam can commit and recover from that.
Yeah.
But I mean that just combo.
I mean like we were talking earlier, like ringleaders are just like
yes,
like,
just so much gas.
Like play him.
You kill my board, I'll just rebuild off this one card. Like that's the beauty of Ringleader. Ringleader originally debuting in Apocalypse, which is way before I started playing.
Why you gotta make it feel old?
It's not me that's doing it. It's the year that's doing it. Do you remember when I remember hearing about the original Goblin combo, Dirty Cat? with
Yeah.
fertility, or was it called fertility? I know it's a card that shows like the rib cages.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone in your chat's gonna be hating on me.
Oh, it's
It was Skirk Prospector,
yeah.
Ringleader for Gas, War Chief. He had like the best goblins,
Oh yeah.
which
Yeah,
surprisingly enough are still like really good goblins
Yeah,
and are now modern legal too, by the way.
Yeah.
That actually deck got imported more to Legacy with just aggro goblins, and now we see some remnants every now and then. But
Well, I mean, because with like Legacy Goblins, you get ridiculous cards like Warren Instigator.
Yes.
It's just like, hey, bonk you. Here's a Siege Gang Commander turn 2. It's just like, oh god. Oh.
yeah, Goblin Lackey is the one drop. A Warrior Instigator is a double strike one.
Is it,
Yes.
yeah.
Where Goblin Lackey, yeah, just turn 1 Lackey. If he can't kill that's gonna take over the game.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'd love to see that come back in Commander, not Commander, Modern.
Commander.
I mean, at this point, doesn't matter. I mean, we've seen Ragavan take over games.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we have a look like some diggings.
I mean, I hope the Tron player brought in Enchantment Hate, because if he didn't, Liam's got double Blood Moon in hand.
That's gonna hurt. And even though like a lot of Blood Moon decks play non-basics as well, the idea of Blood Moon is it's gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Because like, yeah, and he has 2 fetches, so he goes and gets a basic swamp.
Mm-hmm. Or
and
he just
then
sticks to mono red goblins at that point, which mono red goblins always beats green Tron under a Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Well, if they don't have a
Right, but I said like
Planeswalker out. Let's say
Liam has learned his lesson, because at one of the big tournaments, he Blood Mooned himself, and like he kept drawing all the black ones without having the basic swamp. So I was like, nope, get the basic swamp first, because then if I have one, that's fine. That's all I need.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize when red deck starts fetching out non-red sources.
That's not how this works. You can't cast Blood Moon off a double cavern.
And it looks like there's some misunderstanding at this point. But I mean, the thing is, it's a lot different when you're in the game than.
I mean, like he has the.
Yeah, cavern only taps for red for creature spells, not.
Yeah,
just
and like
spell.
it's like really like Liam would be at, we'll say, 1 less life, because he would have fetched, like he has a fetch line and a stomping ground in hand.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean,
I
guess he would have had to take a turn off just to fetch out a black source and then follow up with a Blood Moon. But I mean, letting your opponent get that extra turn, especially when it's Tron.
Like, so if you fetch the black one, if you played Stomping Ground and Blood Moon, like, yeah, you're at 18, but that's still not bad.
Mm-hmm. And then here's Sam getting another forest. Definitely don't want to get out of Yavi Maya. Yavi Maya and Urborg do not stay.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, I had we'll get to that game, but Zach had asked me when he was on Turbo Depths.
Yeah.
And I had a Blood Moon effect out, and he's like, Yavi Maya doesn't stay Yavi Maya. I'm like, it does not.
It does not. Yavi Maya becomes a moon.
It's still non-basic, so it becomes a mountain.
Yep.
I appreciate your effort, though, but that's not how it works.
Yeah. And that's the weird thing with Magic, is like certain things like get
the stages, the stages
just,
and
God.
the occurrence. Like Magic is the best complicated, simple game ever.
it's
a lot more complicated than simple at most times. But
yeah, it's what, like learning the basics isn't difficult, but learning like the best lines of play and like actual like layered interactions just takes forever.
It does, and it's surprising how much you always learn like throughout every game.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy how some rulings work, some don't. And then when you get erratas, that throws everything in.
Oh yeah.
I think the last major errata I think of was that one from Guilds of Ravnica where they fire put until end of turn on the card. The one where it's like inverse invention, I think was the card.
Oh yeah.
Switch their power and toughness, but they fire put until end of turn.
Yeah.
That's the last major errata I think. No, actually Companions I think was probably.
I was
Companions way too powerful though.
Yeah.
Mark Rosewater said he liked Commander. Well, it looks like he liked Commander too much because that was not gonna work.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, this is pre-Luris ban, right? Not that we're gonna see any.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
This is during Luris.
Dude, didn't mention that. These Modern is gonna be pre-Luris ban since that happened Monday.
Yeah, just a week. You know, it's still. It hasn't even been a full week.
Yeah.
At the time of recording.
Sorry, everybody who's watched. It's like, oh sweet, now this is pre-Luris.
My favorite one is there's an image online of like the Luris fan, and then like someone has like the foil, like the foil promo Luris. It's like, well, shit. It's like no, it's like I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still good commander cards, but
oh yeah.
Legacy is just too fast for Luris. A 3-drop in.
Yeah. And I mean, like you can play Luris in Vintage. It's fine.
Yes, like vintage, especially because when you have the Power 9,
Yeah.
Luris is actually pretty easy. When you go Black Lotus into Luris, that feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have
I mean,
um,
he might have a worm coil. Pith needle. Sure, I guess.
so we
You're
have
just stopping combo, but like he has a Crater Maker and a Kiki Jiki on board.
Crater Maker.
Oh, Crater
really
Maker
good
plus
choice.
Kiki Jiki is gross.
That's
Against
amazing.
Tron.
Yeah, it would take two turns to set up, but I don't think there's anything you can do with those 2 turns. Ensnaring Bridge is probably one thing, but getting yourself down to 1 card without that acceleration of Tron
Yeah.
is going to take time.
Oh,
However, it doesn't look like there's too much pressure on board anyways. But I do like the idea of Kiki, tap, attack, sack, just start shotgunning his board.
Yeah. It's like I say, I think Kiki goes first. Oh.
Oh, so now he's tutoring. He's playing a toolbox idea, which is
I mean,
very
right? Like, all right. I mean, you can grab a ringleader, you can grab a harbinger, you can grab trash master.
trash master perfect.
Yep.
And you just sack the matron. Swing first.
I say swing for 3 at Karn. Let him tutor another card because like at 6 you're getting it rarely into like. Alright, I mean, Tron's at least hitting their land drops.
Here's the thing: when Tron has a play, there it is. I mean, you do have Trash Smasher on top, so at least you're getting 2 tokens out of it. But if he hardcast it, I mean, Goblins is really showing here how resilient it can be against hate. And we got Needle.
So Needle, I assume just name's Trash Master here.
Most likely. I would say Snoop, but I mean, the Trash Master goes to hand, not top of the library.
Yeah.
And we have Slinging. So Tron is getting all the hate that it's trying to avoid right now.
It's like, oh, it's Sling Gang. All right, yeah, he can just make this game go on. And the problem is that like Crater Maker can also just blow up the Pith Needle and the Sorcerer's Spyglass, and Kiki can make copies of it.
Exactly. I mean, at this point, Liam's definitely in the driver's seat. I'd be surprised if he doesn't
Yeah.
get out from this, or doesn't take advantage of this, or capitalize. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I would have waited for my opponent's turn
to pop it. Yeah.
Just saying, like, cool, like make it, pop it, like the worm coil's attacking, right? Make it pop the worm
Yeah.
coil.
That way the tokens can attack.
Yeah.
At least buy yourself a turn. So here's the thing: when Tron actually does play fair, it's still pretty powerful.
Oh yeah, no,
you still get access to like the major planeswalker. Yeah, you're locked out of like acceleration and color.
Right. But it's just like, I mean, if he has 8 mana, if he has Ugin right here,
exactly.
Like Goblins is not in a good spot. Then it's like, hey, minus what, 5? Sure.
And he's still at an Ugin stat 2, I think.
Yeah.
And just recover from there, because despite being a red deck, Goblins nowadays Goblins doesn't really have that much like interaction. Like no bolt. I don't even think you play Tarfire.
They play Tarfire in the board.
Okay.
Because it's
Tarfire
a card.
Let's not forget Tarfire can be grabbed by Ringleader. And here's a Ballista.
A Ballista on 4.
That hurts, but you gotta do what you gotta.
I mean, I feel like you target Kiki Jiki because he's the one that's literally going to make this game awful.
Exactly. He makes or breaks it. I mean, without Kiki, you're just looking at a Snoop and maybe that Crater Maker.
Right, and the Crater Maker's going to take out a permanent, which isn't that
a permanent
bad.
Turn with Kiki.
Yeah,
as opposed to just
or just
once.
one,
exactly.
One and done. It's like, I feel like you definitely just take the one and done.
And Liam does have the 1 mana open to respond or even just put him on edge, which is most likely what's going on here.
Alright, so...
So 1 damage marks.
Yeah, so they're doing this in order because that does matter.
Oh, so we're doing that Skirk.
So, I mean,
let's not forget that, too. He can sack Skirk, float more mana.
Yeah.
In case he needs to activate. But he does have that stopping ground open. Pitting Needle. Wonder what we have named here. Like, I'm more sure we want to say it's Kiki or
well, it's not Kiki because he activated Kiki. So I'm assuming that one. I think the Needle is on Snoop.
More than likely.
And I think the Spyglass was on Trash Master.
It's crazy because, like you're saying, Goblins just... It's not just like Goblin Smash as it used to be. There's so much, as you said, there's so much lines of play that you can do with this deck. If you name Pithing Needle naming Kiki, that's fine. You just put another Kiki on top. Now Snoop has Kiki's ability.
Yeah.
Or Slinging Lieutenant.
Man, see, I disagree with that line. Shooting Skirt and the Snoop, if anything, I would have shot Kiki instead.
First, yeah.
And just like Ballista can die. Shooting Kiki and Snoop is fine.
Exactly. I mean, you still have Warncrawl and its tokens to hopefully recurring from when he pops Crater Maker. Because popping Crater Maker is inevitable at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say Magic's a game of
well,
resource.
Like the problem's right. Like so now Kiki can either still continue to copy Goblin Matrons.
Yeah. So now toolbox.
Like,
so it's like you killed Kirkfire, that's fine. I'll just get another one. It's like I just say Kiki's definitely the biggest enabler here. And now we see Crater Maker and Kiki are the only cards left until now casting Matron. Or Sling Gang.
The Sling Gang.
Yeah.
Right. Again. All right. Hit you for 2.
Yeah, and say Magic's a game of resources. When your resource is that high, you can still lose. Let's not forget. We have
Blast on 0.
Yeah. Which is the only way Blast Zone can hit.
If he gets rid of Blood Moon, is actually relevant.
Let's not forget, Force of Vigor is a card that does exist, so it's possible, but doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, see, I don't know if Tron brought it in because Tron doesn't see Blood Moon's game too.
That's true. I mean, at the same time, when you're so used to your deck, you have an idea what's coming in against you.
Yeah, and that's something I learned as a Tron player. Like, there's always sideboard in
enchantment hate or
artifact or enchantment hate.
A disenchant spell. Yeah,
because they're always gonna have it.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, and that's why like Wilt was seen play for the longest time.
Yeah, I remember
it's
that.
like, okay, if it's a dead card, you just cycle it and get another one.
Exactly.
That's
there's that other one, the artifact one from Amonkhet or Disenchanter's Deliverance or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That one was also being played just because, as you said, nothing cycle. Like
yeah. It's like okay, like there's no valid target. Okay, it's not just a dead card.
Yeah, some abilities a lot of players forget that change games is cycling and first strike.
Harbinger, I think Harbinger for a Snoop.
Yes. I mean, at this point.
So, Tron has to find a board wipe because at this point, Liam can just keep
assembling the combo.
The Sling Gang.
And start stacking, helixing a turn.
Like just keep him back against the room coils. Block. After block declared, sack.
So he can basically just lock him out at this point.
Yeah.
See, Tron, and that's the good thing about Tron, as I was saying, even though you get locked out of... Is that a companion?
It is. It's the Jingatha?
Yeah, I know the...
Yeah.
That's the thing about companions, too. Even though companions may not be the best for your deck, it's technically an 8th card in your hand. So it's like, why not play it?
Yeah, that's a big reason. Just trying to explain that to someone, like why Lurrus got banned. Like, it's an 8th card in your hand in an attrition deck.
That gets you more.
1-for-1 your opponent the whole time. Be able to, like, cool. You have nothing in hand. Put Lurrus in my hand. Next turn, cast Lurrus.
Start rebuilding.
You kill Lurrus. Like, you don't have a chance. Like, cool. Like, cast like Monkey from the graveyard.
Yeah.
Are you killing Monkey?
You can dash
Monkey too. You're probably
too.
killing Lurrus, and then Monkey's just gonna take over the game.
Exactly.
Because Monkey's just now getting you extra resources.
Yeah, or it's like, do I have Monkey? That's fine. Start getting Bobble. Start rebuilding my hand every turn. What other one drops? I played it in a Jun Shadow, so I had Seal of Fire.
So like DRC is one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just the Void Walker is another one.
I have Jun Traverse Shadow, so you get what's that one? It just came out, the new Blood Raid Marauder.
Oh yeah.
So when you have Delirium off Lurrus, you cast that.
Yep.
Go into a Shadow, another Monkey, Seal of Fire, like all your one drops are just value.
Yeah.
It's just I see why it was banned. I'm surprised it took it this long, but.
Yeah, a big reason we were thinking is because they printed Lurrus in the
Precon.
Pioneer.
Yeah, the Precon.
In the Precon Pioneer deck. It's like, okay, we can't just ban a card.
We just
fine, like don't ban it in Pioneer yet. Ban it in Modern, and then like.
And then later on, yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, like, what they ban Lurrus in Pioneer is a preemptive thing because it's like, yeah, as Pioneer's card pool keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm. Which is what Modern's seeing. The issue Modern's seeing.
Yeah.
We'll just wait for Pioneer Horizons.
Yeah. Well, and it's like as the card pool gets bigger, hyper efficiency just gets better. And
it does.
So it's like, yeah, like.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they should have just held off on Pioneer. But the thing is, you had Modern players buying the Pioneer Precon just to part out and recover, what they can out of it. So I guess this just discourages Pioneer players from like falling in that trap.
Yeah.
But like we're not Watsies. If we were, then the reserve list wouldn't be a thing. But
yeah, exactly. And so here's Liam with the combo.
Yeah, and
he's like put Kiki on top, make a bunch,
and then go for lethal off.
And then here's the second Sling Gang. So Goblins getting it in 3. Unfortunately, Tron just couldn't find
that wrap spell. That wrap spell will have changed the game. Or I think going back to what you said, if he had just shot down the Kiki, then Liam couldn't rebuild.
Yeah. The Kiki and the Snoop's like, okay, cool, you're gonna rebuild the old-fashioned way.
Craymaker didn't make that much difference, but I mean, it's what it is.